Hey guys, it's Rhonda. Welcome back to my channel. I'm filming a little bit of a different kind of video today. So I had originally started to film a video to share a flip through of this junk journal that I just completed. And I thought it would make more sense if I kind of gave you the backstory of what this particular journal is and why I do it. Of all of the scrapbooking, journaling that I do, this project is the closest and dearest to my heart. I have done this for years and I will continue to do it. I will have future videos coming up like Journal With Me's, other flip throughs of this particular type of journaling, scrapbooking that I do. But I wanted to give you guys kind of a backstory so you would know what it is that I do and why I do it. So I will film a flip through of this just as soon as I finish this video. So I think because this one is so chunky and so large, it's going to take a while to do a full flip through of this. So I thought I would break it up into two videos. So let me set this aside and we'll go ahead and tackle what this is. So first, let me apologize if you hear any outside noise. I am working in my scrapbooking room today and it is an absolutely beautiful morning. It's early, it's semi-quiet, but if you hear birds or the random lawnmower or car going by, you'll know that that's what it is. So sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and tackle this. So what I'm doing is now it's kind of loosely based on Project Life. So if you are a scrapbooker, you may be familiar with Project Life. If you're not, let me just kind of give you a brief overview of what Project Life is. So Project Life was started in 2008, 2009, something like that, by Becky Higgins. And the original concept of Project Life was to document each day of your life with a photo and with journaling. So she created this whole kit. It was a 12 by 12 3-ring binder with pocket pages. It came with journaling cards. It came with like weekly stickers, daily stickers, monthly stickers, all that kind of stuff. So it was a whole kit designed to help you document each day of your life. So I saw this concept and I thought it was great. And I thought, you know, this might be something different for me. I had been scrapbooking just about my entire life. But when my kids were little, all of my scrapbooking was focused on my kids. So I have, tons of scrapbooks of my kids' life. I don't necessarily have any of mine. And so I thought, you know what, this would be a great way to document my life because my life is worthy of documenting as well, just as much as my kids' is. So I bought the kit and I started doing this in January. And by the time February rolled around, I was done. It was the most challenging thing I've ever done. Trying to find something every day that is worthy of taking a picture of, I couldn't do it. So I remember the times vividly that I threw my hands up and I was like, I can't do this. I had taken a picture of my son's tuna fish sandwiches. So I had come home and, my son was in high school at the time, high school boy, loved tuna fish sandwiches, and he made himself 5 tuna fish sandwiches for dinner that night. And that was my photo of the day. And I thought, okay, this is not, if I'm having to take photos of tuna fish sandwiches, this is not what this is supposed to be. So I put everything away and shoved it in a closet and never thought about it again. And one day I was cleaning out my closet and I came across all of this stuff. And I thought, are there people that still do this? Like, is Project Life still a thing? So I went to YouTube, of course, and I discovered that yes, it is. But the concept had developed and it had grown from the original documenting a photo each day along with the journaling. And people were making it what they needed it to be. So there were a lot of people that documented weekly. There were a lot of people that documented monthly rather than just the daily. And I thought, okay, I can do this. And so in my research, I also discovered that there were a lot of scrapbook companies that were making monthly kit subscriptions to help you document your project life. Becky Higgins had come out with a whole new line of Project Life cards and that kind of stuff. So I went ahead and decided this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start documenting my life, the things that are happening to me in my life, and I am going to start this new. So what I also discovered during my research is most people, almost everyone I saw was documenting a calendar year. So January to December. This was April when I discovered this, and I hadn't planned to do this. So I didn't have any pictures from January to April. And so I decided to start it in April, which was really convenient because my birthday is in April. And so I decided rather than documenting a calendar year, I would document a birth year. So every one of my albums that I have done is titled with the number of the year or how old I was that year. So this is one I grabbed. This one is a 12 by 12. I'm going to actually zoom out on this a little bit here so you guys can see this a little more. Let me raise this up. Okay. See if this works. Okay, so this is a 12 by 12 3-ring binder. This is just one I happened to grab. This isn't the first one I did. Whoops, this isn't the first one I did, but it is one that I've done, and this is the year that I was 49. So I'll share with you what what this started out as and what it is like now. So the thing I loved about doing this in a 12 by 12 3-ring binder was that I could also do full 12 by 12 layouts if I wanted to, which is like where I started scrapbooking, was 12 by 12 layouts. I could do traditional 12 by 12 layouts, or I could do them in a pocket. So this is an example of pocket page scrapbooking. So this is a 12 by 12 page protector, but it's broken down into pockets. So this particular one has two 4x6s here, two 4x6s here, and then four 3x4s in the middle. Now there are different layouts. Not all of them are this way, but this is how Project Life traditionally was this particular layout. And since that time, there's been different layouts, formats that have come out. So this is what this started out like. So I started in April. I always start with a selfie, my birthday selfie. That's always the title along with the year or the age that I am. So this is the year that I was 49. And I have documented so much. I love looking back at these scrapbooks as, they're snapshots of my life, and they can be as elaborate as you want or as plain as you want. This is your life. So I'll just share with you quickly some of the things that I document here. This was my birthday. We went out. Some of the things that I save are ephemera pieces. Another great thing about a 3-ring binder is that you can just punch holes in these and save them. These were graduation announcements for this year. So my niece graduated, my cousin's daughter graduated, and my nephew graduated that year. So I've hole punched their announcements and put those in there. Again, another 12 by 12. My daughter and daughter-in-law went to the Grand Canyon, so I wanted to put that in there. My parents' 50th anniversary, just random stuff. Like this was a thank you card. We threw them a party for their 50th anniversary. This was the thank you card that they sent, and I wanted to keep that. So that is in here. Just all kinds of stuff. I separated each page or each section based on the month. So this is all of my photos from August that year. I can cut down the page protectors to make them smaller if I wanted to. So I wanted to include this ticket. We were invited to the executive suite at the Bronco game. So we went and did that. I've got maps in here. Again, just hole punching those. Those were from the zoo. Just random stuff. My parents took us on a train trip, our whole family on a train trip. So I've saved the memorabilia from that. I have discovered looking back through these albums that the glue that I was using is not holding. So I've got some repair work to do. So I need to go back and fix some of the pictures and stuff. But again, maps, brochures, all of that is tucked in here. And I just love being able to look back on my life. Now, I may not remember that in 2018, what birthday party we went or that we had or that we went to, who was at Thanksgiving. I can know by looking at this. I saved the Starbucks cup, the holiday cup from that year, punched a couple holes in it and put it in there. So I just love looking back on these photos. These are my memories. This is the year I got this new car. I don't have it anymore, but this was the year I got my car. I named her Mandy. One thing you need to know about me, I'm the biggest Barry Manilow fan ever. So my car was named Mandy. So just all kinds of memories in here, all kinds of memories. Now, they don't mean anything to anybody but me. I don't know what's going to happen to these after I am gone. And that's okay. I'm not going to be here, so I don't need to know what's going to happen with them. My kids may or may not keep them. They may end up in the trash. But right now, this is my creative outlet. This is what I love to do, and I love that I have these memories to look back on. So I did this particular 12 by 12 or 12 by 12 scrapbooking for 5 or 6 years. And then I decided to mix it up a little bit the following year. And I decided to do them traveler's notebook style. Now, in theory, this seemed like a great idea. What I didn't think about was how I was going to store these. So I have one traveler's notebook for each month of the year. So this was the year, this was 2019. So I had to be, what was I, 50? I don't even know, 51 maybe? 51. I was 51 this year. So looking back on it now, I would never do it again in a traveler's notebook. I did not enjoy working in this particular media style, so I would not do traveler's notebook again. But I happened to find this basket. The basket is the perfect size to fit all of my traveler's notebooks for that year, and that is where they live. They sit on a shelf, and it's fine. But the one thing I did with the traveler's notebook is I took them apart and I added the rings, because if you're familiar with the traveler's notebook, it doesn't have a spine. So they're all attached together. There's not a huge spine in there for you to grow. So I did take them apart and added the rings so I didn't have to worry about the size. So this again is from April, and there's, you know, just all kinds of stuff that happened in April. My birthday in that month, a hockey game that we went to, my daughter-in-law's, my future daughter-in-law's bridal shower. Again, that glue. I've got a lot of things I have to go back and fix. But, you know, so just memories from April are in here. Put that one away. So I have one of these for each month. I've got, you know, this month was a bigger month. We went to Disney World and we went on a Disney cruise. We were gone for 2 weeks. That was the bulk of our September. So a lot of this is the Disney cruise that we were on, and also photos from Disney World. I do love this one. This is a acetate with the Mickey heads. Love that. So just documenting. This was September. You know, I've titled each one with the month. So those live in there. So this year ended in 2019. So the last journal that I did for this month was March of 2019. And we all know what happened in March of 2019. So the nice thing about this was that I could add a lot of journaling. So I have pages and pages of journaling to start this about March of 2020. So I also had discovered these coronavirus timelines online. So I printed it out for January, February, and March. And I did continue that through all of the next year, the next album that I did continue to print out these coronavirus timelines, you know, just for me to be able to look back on, and, you know, a lot about COVID. And this one always made me laugh. The year 2020 brought to you by the letters W, T, and F. So just all kinds of stuff. I had to start working from home every other week. I started 5 o'clock happy hours on the weeks that I had to work from home. So just documenting a lot about what March 2020 looked like. Okay, so that was my attempt at doing them in a traveler's notebook. Again, wouldn't do it again, but it is what it is, and it's there and done. So then April 2020, I decided to go a little bit smaller. So I had been doing 12 by 12s. I'd done the traveler's notebooks, and I decided to start doing this in a smaller format. So it was 2020, and there was not, at that point in time, I didn't know what the future was going to look like. And so the way things were, I didn't feel like I was going to be taking a lot of photos. There was not a lot going on. We couldn't hang out. There was just a lot of life that wasn't going to happen in 2020. So I decided to do a 6x8 3-ring binder. And so this one was kind of fun. I loved doing this one because, as I mentioned before, I start all of my albums with a selfie, and I decided to take a picture of myself in a mask. And on the overlay, I don't know if you can read this, but I put about all of the negative parts about COVID to go with the mask photo. So, you know, I had to work from home every other day. I had to wear a mask. You know, obviously scared. I wasn't able to see my kids. I was missing hanging out. I was missing going to hair appointments, all that kind of stuff. So this was all of the negative parts about COVID. On the back side, I decided to take a selfie without a mask. And then I put all of the positive things. So there were a lot of positive. Even though there were a lot of negative, there was also a lot of positive. I was grateful that I was healthy, that my family and friends were healthy, that my house was always clean, that the weekends were just so peaceful and quiet. I was looking forward to the Zoom dinners. I really looked forward to hanging out with my family via Zoom. I also appreciated the little things a little bit more than we had before. So there was definitely some positive things to add as well. So you can see from the tabs, I separated them all out by month, and I only got to September. So the surprising thing is that my whole year didn't fit in here, and that there were a lot of things that were important and were worthy of taking photos of. So I actually have two of these. I have two of these 52 albums, exactly the same, but from September to March. So there was a lot to document, a lot of good. So I was able to add some flips here, just a lot of things about April. I brought flowers into my house for the first time in a long time, and I really truly appreciated seeing those flowers in my house all the time. Going out for walks was a big thing. I love taking pictures on my walks. Just, again, appreciating the little things that were happening in the midst of chaos. So, some snowstorms that we had, even in April. I started appreciating root touch-up. That was huge. I love this root touch-up. And I still use it today. So it was a good thing that came out of 2020. So again, lots of pictures of photos. These are, pictures of us on our Zoom dinner calls that I loved. So just random. There's the coronavirus timeline again. So just all kinds of stuff. And then as the year went on, things started to loosen up just a little bit. My town, even though a lot of towns were canceling their 4th of July displays, my town still did ours. So we went out and watched the 4th of July. A little bit of normal was so appreciated. So just photos from walks that I had taken at night. All this kind of stuff. Love it. Pool time. Like, I was able to get reservations and go to my pool. So I talked about, how we had to make reservations again. We planned a last-minute trip to Yellowstone and Grand Teton, which if it were any normal year, that would not have happened. You can't make a last-minute trip and hope to get reservations to Grand Teton and Yellowstone. We made this plan in August and we went in September. And it was only because of 2020 that we were able to do that. So again, photos from a walk and enjoying the beautiful sunsets that we have here. This was my daughter and I first got back together, and we were having dinner at my parents' house. This happened in September. Just being able to go out a little bit, documenting our road trip, that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that I documented in here. So again, I have two of these for 52. So then the next year came, and it's 2021, and things are opening up a little bit more than they were. They're not completely back to normal. So again, I didn't really know what the year was going to look like. So because I filled two 6x8 scrapbooks, I decided to go to a different size, and this is a 9x12. So it's a little bit smaller, but I could still, fill it full of photos. So that's what this is. Again, pocket page style. More about COVID, just life getting back to normal. I was still able to, my uncle sadly passed away, so I've got this program from his funeral. That's added in there. Took a trip into Rocky Mountain National Park, just some brochures from that. Photos that we took. Just a lot of memories. Sadly, one of my very, very dear friends passed away from COVID. I wanted to document his life as well and my life with him. So there's some pages dedicated to his memory. This was his funeral. So just all kinds of memories. So concerts. This was my first concert back. And again, I am a huge, huge Barry Manilow fan, and he came to Denver for his Barry Christmas special. And so me and my sister-in-law got tickets, and we went to go see him, and it was amazing to be able to have that back. Concerts were back. It's so exciting. There he is. Mama Ann. So I saved the ticket, or the envelope that the tickets came in. It was just so much fun. These are the streamers. I created a little pocket here for the streamers that come down at the end of his show. So yeah, this is just, I love looking back on these. Love them. I've made albums for my niece and nephew. They love to sit down with their scrapbooks and look through them. So they're just great ways to document your life. Now, I vividly remember deciding that I was going to do Project Life, and that was when I was watching a documentary on Glenn Campbell. And if you're familiar with Glenn Campbell, he passed away from Alzheimer's. And I remember watching this documentary on him and just thinking how sad it is that at the end of the day, all you have are your memories of that day. And when you don't remember them, those days are gone. And so I vividly remember deciding at that point that I was going to do Project Life, that I was going to document my life in some way. So I am grateful. I am so grateful that I have these scrapbooks to look back on. And like I said, I'm going to do this as long as I possibly can. So that is where I'm at with that. So then that was 53. This is 54. So this is back to where we started. I decided that I wanted to document my 54 in a junk journal. So I created this one. Again, I will share a flip through right after this video, but I just wanted to share with you guys what I do, where I've come, what this is like now. So when I do flip throughs or when I do journal with me's, you'll be familiar with what it is that I'm doing. So hopefully that helped a little bit, give you a little bit of backstory about my relationship with Project Life and where I am at with that right now. So if you have any questions about this, leave that down below for me. I so appreciate you guys joining me. I know this was a little bit different video, but I appreciate you sticking with me through it. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Again, that flip through of this is coming up next, so stay tuned for that. And thanks again for joining me. I hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.